Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Should be Cowboys no. One coach choice. If Drew Pearson were running things down in Dallas, he says that's exactly the way it'd go, telling TMZ Sports Prime should be the Cowboys' #1 choice for their vacant head coaching gig after McCarthy's Monday departure. I think he's capable, the Hall of Famer said of the Buffalo's current head man. There's no question he has the qualifications to do it. He paid his dues. He came through the ranks and he's proven at each step of the way that he knows what he's doing. Sanders appears to be very much on Jerry Jones' radar. In fact, multiple reports state the two already spoke about the job in the hours after McCarthy was officially deemed done in Big D. It's not clear, however, who else Jones has in mind or where Sanders ranks on his coaching big board, but Pearson told us the 57-year-old former Dallas defensive back should be at the top. He's had success in the coaching ranks, from high school to college, Pearson said. So why can't he be a successful coach in the pros? I think he should be the #1 choice for the Dallas Cowboys. If Dion ultimately stays in Boulder. Pearson advised Jones to kick the tires on Bill Belichick even if the guy just signed a deal with the UNC Tar Heels. He would be ideal for that position, Pearson said. No matter what happens, 5 other NFL teams are currently looking for head coaches, so Jerry better act quickly. NFL teams in search of new head coaches are carrying out thorough, detailed searches. From New York, Mike Vrabel is now with New England. Mike McCarthy is out in Dallas. The NFL coaching changes are happening slowly. The Jets, Saints, and Bears started their coaching searches early because they fired their coaches during the season. The Jaguars and Raiders joined the process last week. The Cowboys started their search on Monday, but they'll have to wait to interview assistants on playoff teams because they missed the first opportunity. Here's a breakdown of each team's coaching search. Dallas Cowboys. There has been a lot of talk about Deion Sanders and Jerry Jones discussing the head coach position. Sanders has said he wants to stay at the University of Colorado, but he has a close relationship with Jones, played for the Cowboys in the past, and is interested in possibly returning to the team. Another name being talked about is Jason Witten, who was an 11-time Pro Bowl tight end for the Cowboys. Witten hasn't coached in college or the NFL, but he's been coaching high school football for the past 4 years. Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore makes sense because of his experience with the Cowboys. He was Dak Prescott's backup for 2 seasons and served as the team's offensive coordinator for 3 years from 2019 to 2022. This will be the 9th head coach for Jerry Jones since he bought the Cowboys in 1989, when he fired the legendary Tom Landry after 29 seasons. Jones hired Jimmy Johnson from Miami, and they won 2 Super Bowls together. Jones also hired Barry Switzer, who had not coached for 6 years, and they won the last Super Bowl for the Cowboys 29 years ago. Other coaches like Bill Parcells, Wade Phillips, and McCarthy had been head coaches in the NFL before. Sean Gailey, Dave Campo, and Jason Garrett had been coordinators before coaching the Cowboys. Pete Carroll and Doug Peterson, who both won Super Bowls, could also be good fits. Peterson's personality might work well with Jones, who enjoys being the center of attention. Several coordinators on playoff teams could also be candidates. Las Vegas Raiders' Antonio Pierce and general manager Tom Telesco were let go after 1 season, which gives new minority owner Tom Brady a chance to have a say in the team's future. The Raiders have set up interviews with Pete Carroll, Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken, former Jets coach Robert Saleh, and Chiefs defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo. Since owner Mark Davis is relying on Brady's advice, the search will be thorough. The Raiders also need to hire a general manager who will be involved in choosing the next head coach. Jacksonville Jaguars. After 2 good seasons under Doug Peterson, including a playoff win, the Jaguars ended this season with a 4-13 record, and now they're looking for a new coach. They've already interviewed several people, including Johnson, Glenn, Spagnuolo, Saleh, and Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. They've also requested interviews with Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady, Buccaneers offensive coordinator Liam Cohen, Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores, Monken, and more. Trent Baalke, the team's general manager, remains in Jacksonville and will help pick the 4th coach since he took over in 2021. Chicago Bears. The Bears are carefully looking for a coach who will work well with quarterback Caleb Williams for the long term. Carroll and former Panthers and Commanders coach Ron Rivera have already interviewed, along with Thomas Brown, who was interim coach after Matt Eberflus was fired. Mike Vrabel interviewed before he went to New England. McCarthy will be next. They've also interviewed Johnson, Glenn, Cardinals offensive coordinator Drew Petzing, Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, and Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka. The Bears have also scheduled interviews with Flores, Monken, Commanders offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, and Packers offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich. Kellen Moore addresses Cowboys head coaching vacancy. The Jaguars and Saints have requested to interview Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. But a team that hasn't, yet, requested him is the one that seems most likely to hire him for his first head coaching job. Moore spent 5 years coaching with the Cowboys, 4 of those as the offensive coordinator, and he coached under both Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys and McCarthy parted ways Monday, and Moore's name immediately was linked to the job. Moore, a backup quarterback for the Cowboys for 3 years, was asked about that Tuesday. "I spent a lot of time there, 8 years there, so I have plenty of relationships in that place," Moore said, via a transcript from the team. "I love it here. I've had so much fun here. It's been a really fun process, and we're in a really special situation right now, getting the chance to play this Sunday, having a chance to make a run at this thing, and that's really all you worry about. Everything else is what it is, and we'll see where it takes you." Moore is in his first season with the Eagles after 1 season with the Chargers following his departure from the Cowboys. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kellen Moore? Leave your opinion in the comments.